Hello, hello, hello. It's Private Talk Podcast with Alexis Texas, and I am back with another episode. We just got back from AVN in Vegas this year, and it was quite exciting. It was something very different for me because I actually didn't really do the whole Alexis Texas thing, but I did. I signed, but I actually was focusing more on private talk. So what we did was we got each and every one of our favorites that we could actually pull from the floor and do an interview with us. So I hope you guys liked those episodes. But because I couldn't get this lovely lady off that floor because she was so busy, and you're busy, you're one of the biggest lions at the convention every year that I've seen you there, we have the lovely Angela White with us today.
Hi.
All right, private talk for you guys out there who don't know who lovely Angela White is. She is an Australian film actress and a director and a good friend of mine. I've known you since I feel like when you first started. I feel like I've seen you blossom into this amazing performer. I'm so happy and excited for you. You've won so many different, awards and accolades. How does it feel to be where you are right now in this industry?
It feels amazing and quite surreal, honestly. I couldn't have dreamed of achieving what I have, and I have so many people in this industry to thank for that.
That's awesome. So tell us, before we get to all those people that you're going to thank, tell us about how you started the industry, what year you started the industry, because I know, but I want my private talk listeners out there to get to know you a little bit better and, feel comfortable on the couch. This is Private Talk with Miss Texas, and I know that you're not shy of this big booty. So give it to us, Miss Angela White.
So I started in the industry in 2003, and I actually started doing girl only. So it was 8 years of lesbian, and then I took the plunge into hardcore boy girl in 2011. And then very soon after that, I started my own production company and started shooting everything from anal to gangbangs and blow bangs. It was just amazing. And now I live in the States. So in 2016, I moved over here and signed with Mark Spiegler, and the rest is history.
So you said that you went from girl first, and then you took the plunge. Was there a hard push to go over that plunge, or was it something that you kind of already always wanted, or did you just kind of feel comfortable while being with these women that it kind of opened up the sexuality in you that you were like, man, I just want more?
When it comes to the decisions that I've made in this industry, I've only ever done anything that I felt comfortable with. And when I first started, I just didn't feel comfortable with the idea of doing boy-girl on camera. And so I started off doing solo and girl, and I absolutely loved it. And I felt no need to jump in and try anything different. And it wasn't until after I finished my degree and I was sort of in a transitional point in my life that I started thinking about boy-girl hardcore porn and started thinking, this is something that I really want to do. Before that, there was always sort of something niggling, something saying you're not ready, or there's just something holding me back. And so all of the decisions that I've made with a fuck yeah. That's what it was like. If I don't feel like the answer is fuck yes to whatever it is, whether it was anal or gangbangs or DPs, it wasn't until I had that feeling of fuck yes, this is what I want to do. And
I like that.
Yeah.
Fuck yes. Because that's empowering itself. You know what I mean? I myself being a performer, I was the same way. I've always given the advice to people that have asked me. It's don't do something because somebody else wants you to do it. Do it because you feel comfortable. Do it because you want to do it, because that's what matters more. Because then I feel then it showcases the realness and not just the fakeness of what could be portrayed on film, and things like that. But I feel that you have definitely taken over this industry. You came from, doing Australia, coming from Australia, and I met you at Sexpo, I believe, was the first time. And you kind of, like I said, you to me, I saw it all inside of you, but you don't know how to unleash it. And you had so many questions, which I think is the smartest thing, is because, you wanted to be prepared. And it's such a different, segue from just doing girl to jumping in and doing your own, your own films. And what I really felt like when I was like, man, go girl, was when you came in, you said, you started doing your own website, and you came and directed to the States. And, it was amazing. You just brought your sexuality, and it was just so cool for you to counterproductive, not counterproductive. I said, I guess share that with us. It just, because you're such you ooze sexuality, everything from your eyes are beautiful. So it's it just draws you in. Is there something that inspired you? Were you always a porn watcher or connoisseur before you even got into the girl stuff?
I was a fan. I don't know if you remember this, but I actually came up and lined up to see you before I was even producing my own stuff.
At Sexpo?
It was at AVN.
See, I don't. See, because the first time, I do remember a couple like doing the line thing, but I feel like the first time I really, maybe just because I talked to you, was at Sexpo, and it was one of those things that I was like, wow, who's this girl with these big old titties? And she's really sexy. And yeah, but that's awesome. So you stated my line. I like that.
Yeah.
So does that mean that I was one of the people that you watched to get down and dirty in those porno movies?
There's a lot of people that have inspired me in porn from both this generation and generations previous. Like, I'm very inspired by Danny Ash, who was another big boob model who created Danny's Hard Drive, which I'm sure you appeared on.
I don't know if I don't think I've ever done, maybe a long time ago, but I don't have big tits. Like,
no, but her website didn't just focus on.
Really? I don't know. It does. I mean, it does. The website sounds familiar, but I don't necessarily know if I've been on it.
Pretty sure I saw you on there, but maybe not. But she was an entrepreneur, and she really inspired me from a business standpoint. And obviously, we had similar body types because she has big natural boobs, and then another big natural boob model, Annie Sprinkle. She always inspired me because of her activism and her educational works, and her she did a lot of performance art, which really inspired me. And then just like your work, Belladonna's work. I mean, there's so many. I mean, Tory Black. There's so many incredible empowered women from that generation that just threw it down and.
Back that thing up, girl. Back that thing up. So did you get to work with any of your, these iconic people that you talk about? And if you did, tell us one of your experiences and how it was.
I never got to shoot with Belladonna, unfortunately. I did get to shoot with you on a number of occasions, which was amazing. And actually, it was when I worked with you, it was the first time I actually thought I could die from being smothered by an ass. Honestly, there was this, the first time we fucked.
King Kong ain't got shit on me.
You know it. That big booty's big, guys. Private Talk, you guys are seeing it, but she's actually living it. And I, as a performer, I used to have this one thing that, like, I wanted them to tap out, because it's not like, if you're not really sitting on it, you either have a choice. It's either pussy or ass or death. And, she did a really good job. I think we counted it the seconds, I think, at one time, that it's like, you don't really want them to pass, and die. So you're just like, and it's over, and you breathe.
No, for real though. Like, I'd had other people sit on my face, but there's always like that little gap where you can breathe, just a tiny bit. So
ain't no gap in that big booty.
No way. She sat on my face, and it actually went through my head like, holy shit! Like, I actually can't breathe, and
were you scared?
Die. I was both scared and euphoric. I was happy. I was like, this is.
But you still kept eating my pussy.
No,
and it was amazing.
I was like,
you were all in it.
Not giving up. No way.
And I'm pretty sure that I took your eyelashes when I got off that.
Just like perfectly on your butt. It was worth it. I worked with Tory Black, which was amazing. I've had the privilege of working with so many incredible women.
So if you could have your ultimate fantasy scene, since you've already done so many bodies of work, who could and who would it be? Not people that you've already worked with, because it's fantasy. This is or maybe no, this is your fantasy. I'm not going to take it away. Whatever your fantasy is, let's tell Private Talk out there what your ultimate scene fantasy would be.
Well, since we were just talking about Belladonna and I never got a chance to shoot with her, that would be a total fantasy.
She's my favorite.
Yeah, I would love that, but I don't think she's coming back. But
hey, this is your fantasy, Angela.
Right.
Private Talk here. If I have to make it happen, I will make in the calls. Maybe we'll just have an OnlyFans content thing with Belladonna. Bring her back.
That would be incredible.
That would be incredible. And I have to be involved, though. I couldn't just bring her back for not just being my selfish, guilty pleasures, because she's definitely an icon woman, and she is. I love her so much. I miss her. Yeah. Yes. I'm setting it up, but you're invited. I like that. The power roles have just reversed. I like it. All right, guys, Private Talk. I hope you guys are listening and watching this episode with the lovely Angela White. Make sure you subscribe and listen to this episode, because it's about to get a lot dirtier. All right, guys. So next question. I want to know, what was the scene that you've done right now that sticks out the most in your mind? Your body of work that you feel like you're most accomplished for? Because guys out there, hold on. Before let's back up. You've had several, this just what here passed at AVN. You were nominated Female Performer of the Year. Again, congratulations on that. That's for those of you out there who don't know that is silly, because if you don't know the adult entertainment business, because you're a fan of my big booty too. Angela won 3 times Performer of the Year. And that is the first time that anybody has done 3 times in a row. I think that's why I'm so tongue-tied, because I don't even know how to say it, because it's never happened before. So, you know, it's amazing thing that has happened.
Surreal.
How does that feel? Like, you went from coming from, you know, Australia, being at the AVN Awards, and you're on stage and you got that 3rd time in a row. Makes my nipples hard just thinking about it.
Yeah, mine too. No, honestly, it feels so surreal. It's such an incredible honor and privilege, and it hasn't really sunk in. It's only been a few days ago that the award show was on, and I mean, I just still feel like that you know, young Australian girl that aspired to be in the porn industry. So to think that I've won AVN Performer of the Year 3 times in a row is just mind blowing. But I'm really happy that I was able to achieve that again. I can't take all the credit. It's with so many people. I think when it comes to film production, like movie making is one of the most, if not the most collaborative art form, because you can't make a movie without so many people.
Agreed, but you're a star. And, you know, as much as a star, and I know what you're saying as far as it does take a whole team to you know, build these bodies of work that, you know, showcase you as great of a star as you are. But you have to take a little bit of credit, because you're the first girl that's been 3 times in a row. You know, myself, I have never even won Female Performer of the Year. So you know, I know how important that is to someone like yourself, because like you said, you, that young girl that from Australia, came out here with all these big hopes and you made it, girl. Like, that's a big accomplishment. So embrace that and live up. I know it's only been a couple of days, but that's a big honor.
Yeah.
So is there any other, like I said, body of works that you've like stuck out to you that's probably like at this point of your career where you're like, that's the one that's like showcases me and my sexuality?
I would say there's 3 big showcase movies that really, like, taken together, showcase me and kind of like if you want to know who I am as a person, as a performer, that you could go out and watch those 3 movies and understand me.
You better listen, Private Talk. Listen to these movies.
Angela Volume 3.
Okay.
I Am Angela, Evil Angel Films, and Angela White, Dark Side, Jules Jordan. Angela Volume 3 was directed by me, so Angela White. Angela Volume 3, Angela White.
Nice.
But those 3 films sort of encapsulate who I am.
So what makes those 3 bodies of work different from each other, that if you were to say that no one had ever seen Angela White film before, that those are the 3 that you need to like study you to be like, yeah, this is why I got 3-time AVN award winning?
I would say Angela Volume 3, obviously I directed it, so everything about that movie is controlled by me, whether it's the location, the wardrobe, my scene partners. It was all me and my vision. So if you want to see what my vision of sexuality is, it's that. And it's
all right, I'm going to watch that one.
Pure gonzo, all sex release. And I do everything from blowbangs to gangbangs. But the most hardcore scene in that movie is actually the intimate cream pie scene I do with Manuel Ferreira. It's so hardcore because it's so...
So what makes what makes a cream pie scene intimate? Because for you guys out there who don't know what a cream pie means, it means that their guy or the performer is coming inside of the girl. Mm-hmm. So that is an intimate thing that you would normally, you know, share with your partner at home, and you know, it's something that some girls don't even do and put that on their no list. So what makes that intimate cream pie moment?
Well, it was the first and only vaginal cream pie that I ever did. So it was already a special scene just because it was the first and only one that I did. But the chemistry and connection that I had with Manuel was so deep and incredible that I ended up crying at the end of the scene. Like, it was just a release, just so much emotions. And that scene, like, still to this day, I get fans coming up saying, I cried at the end of that scene. And even the New York Post.
They cried with you?
Yeah, they cried with me.
That's awesome.
Using their tears as lube. But
using those tears as lube. I like that. I like that a lot.
But yeah, even New York Post did a write-up about, like,
that's amazing.
Yeah, about that scene, which is crazy for a news outlet to do that. So.
That is cool, but that again shows that, you know, you're doing and making a mark, you know, a splash in this industry. And if New York Times, New York Post, yeah. New York Times should have done it. New York Post, you know, they were with the Times, but that's cool just because, like, not only that scene, you directed that scene. Yeah. So it's more, like I said, the intimacy of just directing, the control of that and how that showcases is a beautiful thing. Do you think, have you ever cried before in another like scene, and not because of the cream pie thing, but just like that ultimate release? And if you have, when? Not
like that. No, not really. No, that was like, it was just so pure and so raw. I've had other intimate moments for sure in scenes, but there was something about that where I was just so vulnerable. And so open.
Feel like, and I'm only in my memory because when I worked for you, I feel like there was an intense moment on set that you did something that you had never done before with like James Dean. I think it was two guys or something had happened. It was like when the first time that I worked for you. And I was there and I was like, that's when I was like, I was like, you're a real performer. Like you really felt it. Cause a lot of people like, they just go to work and they go to set, they do their scene, they go home. But to be as passionate and to like give your all, like that's, you know, it takes a lot for someone to be vulnerable and, you know, give that to your fans.
Yeah.
You know, it's a big thing. So that's when I was like, oh yeah, this is going to be a good scene. Cause I don't even think I had to work with you yet. It was like right before I was in the makeup chair and it's like, wow, what is this going to be? And
you know what? I think, was that the day that I was working with Ramon?
Maybe. I just know there was, I don't know if it was one guy or two guys, but I just remember right before it just like, you like kind of broke down and I was like, I could just like, you know, when someone fake cries, which most people do, but, or fake orgasm, but like, I was like, no, that's real.
Yeah.
Like, it was just like sobbing of like what it was.
It could have been, cause I know like on that, I think it was that day, Ramon made me squirt for the first time. And I was like, oh my God, I know I was shaking after that. But I don't know if it was that. But anyway.
Well, I reminisced in those things. But do you squirt now for everyone, or was Ramon that special person that just did it for you?
No, I don't squirt for everybody. Ramon, Manuel.
You're such a savage and so reserved at the same time. It's like you pull back and then you're like, no, but you can't have it. Maybe Manuel can have it, but this.
No, honestly, it's not like that. It's just like I'm not like. You have to bring it out of me. I can't. I'm not like one of those people that can squirt on demand. So I don't, like if someone tries to book me for a squirting scene, I say, well, I can't make that happen.
I've been known to like make girls squirt. I've got magical fingers. Yeah.
I remember that girl that we did. I don't know if you fully made me squirt, but I remember you had that squishing sound going the whole time and I was dying. Like, what are you doing?
I don't think it's quite like that, but maybe I'll... Maybe I'll try it later, guys. Maybe I'll try it. I like that. So do you have any advice for any girls that's coming new into the industry right now that you would give them?
I mean, definitely when it comes to this industry, there's no one size fits all. I would definitely do things that make you feel comfortable. I think that the most important thing that you can do in porn is understand your boundaries, and the better you are at saying no, the more wonderful it is when you can say yes, because fans can see when you're enjoying yourself on film. So I really recommend that you do things that you truly enjoy and that you're passionate about, because it's going to resonate. It's going to come across on screen, whether you're having fun or whether you're not having a good time. So have fun.
Have fun, guys. You only live once, and these are the movies that will never go away. Mm-hmm. And so you really have to make, you know, a conscious decision of knowing exactly what you do and what you put into it, because, you know, at the end of the day, it's still work. It's a brand. It's, you know, it's what we all do that we all like to watch and see. I like it. Do you, so you say that there's boundaries on certain things. Do you have anything on like a no list? Because I know, you know, there are certain things in scenes that I wouldn't do as a performer. Do you have any things that, you know, boundaries that you just don't want to cross or anything like that?
So my boundaries have always been kind of like I've known at a certain time what I want to do, and then I'll break them, but at my own time. So for example, I did Girl for so long, and I wouldn't break that boundary of working with men until I was truly comfortable. And same with like gangbangs and DPs and all of that stuff. Now I'm totally comfortable doing all of that. I don't do cream pie scenes. I mean, obviously I did the
one special one.
Yeah, I did one vaginal cream pie scene and one anal cream pie scene. And I'm not saying, I mean, you never say never, but they're very intimate, so it has to be
with the right person.
Exactly.
That's going to make something that you feel comfortable. You know, and especially nowadays, the industries have changed a lot since I've been in the business. So I can only imagine the comfortability of how it's not really, you know, apparent as much as it once was at one time. You know, so there's a lot of things and people doing extracurricular activities that we may not agree with. So I feel like that for me, that's why I always strayed away from the people that I could really do intense scenes with. If it would make it a, you know, a cream pie that was like, oh my God, gonna be the best, or like maybe a more rough scene, because that necessarily wasn't my forte at the time. But I knew that this person that could choke me the right way or spank me the right way or like make me feel like, you know, a woman at the same time and not degraded.
Yeah, I mean, and that's it. Like, I don't really have a set no list. There are certain things that I will do only with, you know, certain male talent, and other people I'd be like, yeah, I don't really want you to slap me in the face because I don't know you that well. I don't know if you know how to do it. But there are certain people that I'm like, yes, absolutely, please.
So because you're Angela White, and because with that being said is like you're such a superstar, do you have like a yes list now instead of a no list, or do you just work with anybody, new guys, it doesn't matter? Because that's a big, you know, that's a big accomplishment for someone's first day and walk on set and Angela White's right there. It's like, here you go. So do you have those types of boundaries?
I mean, I don't really have a no yes or a yes list.
Situational still.
Yeah, it's situational. I don't usually get paired with brand new guys, and also I'm specific about what companies I work with. So I only work with, you know, the top tier companies for the most part, and they realize if they want to get the best scene out of me that
they're not going to use Joe Schmo from down the block that just started from Craigslist.
Yeah, it's better to put them through the ringer first, and then
yes, I mean, because you never know. Because I've been on set when there was like, oh my God, I was such a big, you know, I'm a big fan of yours, and then I know as soon as they say that, my scene's gonna be horrible. They're not gonna get wood. We're gonna be there all day long because it's the intimidation factor.
No, the worst thing they can say is, "Oh, babe, I'm gonna rock your world today."
Oh, yeah, I heard that.
Oh no, please don't say that.
Because no worlds are being rocked.
No. Just come in. Like, maybe you will rock my world, but don't tell me that. Just come in and be cool. Don't tell me that I'm going to be the best fuck of your life, because I know it's not going to be good now.
Because you know you are, but you know that you're not. So it's like, you know, you just have to go back, and then it just causes this, you know, you don't want to hurt anyone's feelings because you're about to have sex.
Yeah.
I like that. So with you being in the industry for, how long have you been in the industry now? Sorry.
17 years. Well, this is my 17th year.
Your 17th year.
Yeah.
So with that being said, is it hard for you to date? What is your relationship status?
So I'm in a polyamorous relationship, so I'm non-monogamous. Honestly, right now I don't even have much time to date.
I was going to say, with all this, with all these scenes going on and all these awards you're winning, you know, it's kind of probably hard to keep a personal life in, you know, in that aspect.
Yeah, I don't. I was dating more when I was in Australia, but now that I'm living here and I'm shooting all the time, I don't even really.
You got to keep that power of the goal, you know what I mean? Like, it's, you know, you have to be more choicey over there.
Well, I had more time because I wasn't shooting like I am now.
So what does your schedule consist of, since you're so busy with all these scenes? Do you shoot 5 times a week? Do you shoot, how do you shoot?
No, I try not to. I try to shoot every other day. I will shoot more if it's like a feature, or something important, but to be honest, like, I really leave everything on the field and I give my all in a scene, and so after a scene I can barely walk. So like, shooting 7 days a week would just be, my scenes would suffer. I wouldn't be able to give the same amount. So I need recovery days. I need days to go to the gym. I also run my own business, so I need days to actually do that, and I edit content, so I'm editing scenes and organizing shoots, so I can't be on set every single day, but I work every single day. I mean, social media is a job in and of itself. An
independent contractor, you mean your work never, you know, it never sleeps, it never rests. You're always constantly doing something. So you say, you know, you have your own company. Does that just consist of your website? Do you doing a merch thing? Where can we find a Private Talk? Tell us a little bit where we can find you and list some of those things as well.
So I have my website, angelawhite.com, and so I produce and direct scenes for that, and then I also have a DVD.
Is it only you, or is it other performers, including yourself? Is it just you and another performer?
Me and another performer. So it's, you know, me and a girl, me and a guy, me by myself.
So this is where we're going to see those orgasmic scenes that you may cry, you may not.
So you can find my scenes there. I have a DVD distribution deal with Moose at Girlfriend Films. So
congrats.
So
girl power.
My DVDs,
I like that. See, I like women winning. I can't even. My tongue tied. These big boobies over here are making me tongue tied. I've had sex with you quite many times, and you know,
not enough.
When you haven't seen them enough times, you just get a little hot and flustered sometimes.
Oh my gosh. Well, you know, if you ever want to do something for your OnlyFans or anything, you just let me know.
You speak about OnlyFans. Tell Private Talk about your OnlyFans. I've had several girls that aren't in the industry and in the industry all talk about their OnlyFans. What can we find on yours?
You know, I only just started my OnlyFans. I know that's crazy, but since I moved here, I've been shooting so much. OnlyFans was never really on my radar, so I've only been doing it for 2 months.
Okay,
so right
new
now,
booty and
yeah.
Actually, new titties. I can't even say new booty.
Yeah,
I'm so used to saying booty, new booty. New titties are on the block, OnlyFans, so you better watch out for Miss Angela White.
So I have a bit of everything: solo, girl, boy, girl, custom.
So are you doing the same? Like, are you actually constructing those scenes the same way you do your site?
No. So the stuff that I do for OnlyFans is more amateur.
Okay, so like lifestyle, like,
yep.
Hey, if I wanted to suck on your boob right now, what's going on and what happens in the bathroom upstairs, no one may know.
Exactly. So it feels more intimate and more like they're actually there in the moment, rather than like a lot of the stuff that I do for my website and DVDs. It's highly polished.
Okay.
Whereas this is more like on the iPhone.
I like it.
Feel like you're filming it.
I like it. Can I film it?
Yes.
I'm going to do a POV.
Oh my God, I love that. You have such a fucking beautiful pussy too. Like your lips are like
Tell
a
me more.
butterfly. You have these like
Tell me more.
you just like fold those lips out and it's just a beautiful butterfly. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
You hear
too.
that Private Talk? You
It's
know,
gorgeous.
if you've never seen those movies, you better watch the one with me and Angela White in it. We've had several. I mean, what I think is like, you know, I actually said, I was talking about this on one of the episodes previously because I haven't shot in over 3. I don't know. I say 3 years and it becomes 4 and 5 and it just still stays 3. I don't really know. I stick with one number. But you were one of the last scenes I ever did for your movie for Elegant Angel, Tit Woman. And that was the last scene. I don't even remember the guy. I just remember you. I remember being in the pool on a watermelon and being, it was very, I played with your boobies.
I had to have you in that movie because that was another show. Angela White is Tit Woman. I'm like, I need Butt Woman.
Yes.
You know, and if you ever decide to come back, I want to do a Tit Woman versus Butt Woman or Butt Woman versus tit, whatever. You can win. I don't care.
You can. But does anybody really win?
We both win.
I think it's all winners. Like when I did Butt Woman versus Butt Woman with Jada Stevens, I was like, there's really not a winner. Like we're such the same person and we all both have capes and we're both, you know, unique, beautiful women that have our own attributes. So I think there's not a winner.
If we fuck, everybody wins.
I agree. I mean, the people who aren't fucking us don't win, but they win because they're being cuckolded, and it's like such a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
So what was your favorite scene with me? Do you remember? I remembered the one in the pool. Let's see if you have one. Are you going to make this up, Angela?
I do.
I want the truth.
The truth is fucking all of them. Honestly, you're amazing. I loved that scene because we covered each other in oil, and I love my big oily tits on your big oiled up boob.
You know what's funny is I never used to like oil in the beginning of my porn career because you just like you ate it. It was in your hair, it was in your ear. You like felt like everyone liked fishnets and oil and everything you did. But I learned to appreciate it later on because I feel like maybe that attests to why my skin is so soft. I don't really know. But it's just like the motion of like sliding your hands and it just being very like, I don't know, like what's that website things where you do like sounds and you're like
ASMR stuff,
yeah, that stuff where it's like I feel like my hands are like sloshing your boobs, like where it's just like you can't really grab on tight because they're just so lovely, but you know I want to grab them.
Like swimming in the curves.
Yes.
Yeah,
Swim to me, Angela.
But you know, you might have liked that scene more because we used coconut oil. Because all these, these companies used to use baby oil, and some of them still do. And baby oil is not good for you.
Tell Private Talk why baby oil is not good for you.
It just has so many chemicals and awful things and perfume and things that you don't want inside your vagina or butthole. Whereas coconut
not
oil,
there.
Yeah, coconut oil you can spray that in your butthole and spray it out, and it's all good.
I need a coconut oil sponsor out there. If you guys are listening, we need coconut oil here for Private Talk because we need to lather these ladies and men up here on my couch for Private Talk. I think it'd be a lot of fun. What do you think? Would you come back if I get to lather you?
Yes.
I like it. Can you tell my Private Talk listeners where we can find you on Instagram and all your social medias?
Instagram is @TheAngelaWhite. Make sure you follow that one because there's so many fakes. And I'm shadow banned, so you really need to type it in @TheAngelaWhite. Twitter is just @AngelaWhite. What else is there?
Do you have a Snapchat? That's a paid one?
I do, yeah. I mean, my public one is Angela White SC, like for a Snapchat. And then you can find my premium Snapchat through there.
I like it. I love it. And I want some more of it. Private Talk, make sure you're liking and subscribing to the channel. We're going to take a little bit of a break, and we're going to get back to one of my favorite parts, Truth with Texas. All right, Private Talk, we are back with my favorite section, Truth with Texas. We are at the XXX Dark portion of this show because Miss Angela White is doing this XXX version for us, and I'm excited because these questions, most of my guests, you know, I feel like they want this part just as much as I do, but I feel like there's no real question that you can't give me that they haven't told everybody, you know, at some point or shown everybody.
Yeah.
So don't get shy. Don't get nervous. Private Talk is going to take it nice and slow or hard and rough, however you like it.
It's good to start nice and slow and then get to hard and rough. That would be my preference.
The After Dark special. You heard her. She wants to start out slow. So we'll start out slow. Hopefully when you pick one of these cards, it's the slower one.
Oh, geez.
Because if not, I'm going hard and fast. So After Dark special. Let's get to it. Truth with Texas.
Choose a card. I'm just going to go right.
Any card.
The one on top because I imagine you on top of me with that big booty.
Imagine me on top. Yes, 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 yes. Club. All right, Private Talk. Club is our kinky question. Ooh, I like the way you say it. All right, so kinky question. It's not gonna be too kinky. Like I said, I don't feel like anything I could tell you could be crazy kinky. Maybe you should ask me a kinky question, but later.
Okay.
All right. So, what is the last dirty dream that you've had, Miss White?
Oh gosh, you know what really sucks is that I often forget my dreams.
Okay.
I'll have really like crazy, intimate, really like so many details in a dream, and then I'll wake up and for the first 5 minutes I'll remember it, and then it's gone.
So you're like a vivid dream person.
I dream vividly and then I forget everything.
And then forget.
Yeah.
So it's like a stoner in your sleep and you forget all of it. You're like me in real life. I forget everything, but not. So we're going to ask another one because, you know, that's not the kinky for me.
Yeah.
So, okay, since you've done a lot of bondage, a lot of, you know, foreplay, you're in a poly relationship, do you like being tied up or do you like tying up your partner?
No, I like being tied up. Specifically, I like being tied up and suspended. I love like flying through the air. That's what I just want to feel.
How do you fly through the air? Please, please
So
give us
firstly,
this, drop the knowledge.
Okay, let's go from the start. I like the process of being tied up. So I
Okay.
like the way the ropes feel as they wrap them around my body. So I like it to go slow because I just love that feeling.
So how is this? Is this like a big, like 20-inch rope, and we're doing hands, feet, everything, and being suspended in the air,
yes, being
everything?
suspended in the
Okay.
air. So
Not
like,
just the little cheap ropes that
No,
you little
no,
tie,
no.
not shoelaces.
No,
All
I
right.
need.
Take
and
notes,
this is
private
like,
talk.
I need a professional doing this. This is
You
not,
better-
This is not something I do in my private life.
I
This is
hate
when-
to interrupt you, but private talk, you better subscribe and like right now because she's about to drop some gems.
Yes.
Here, let's tell it. Let's tell it. All right,
So
let's
this
go.
is always with a professional. Okay, so usually with John Paul, the Pope from Kink, and I like that he slowly wraps the rope around me, so I'm slowly being constricted, and I just like to stare into his eyes as he does it because I'm like,
As he's staring back at you.
sometimes I think I stare too hard and he gets a little bit,
Uncomfortable. Keep going, Angela White. Keep going.
but I still just keep staring because I love it so much, and so I like to be fully tied and then suspended, so which means you are lifted up into the air, so nothing, you have no limbs touching the ground.
But there's no like hooks.
Or
how do
can
they
be-
suspend
They
you?
can be hooks, but the ropes are hooked onto it. So I'm not getting the
So it's like an apparatus of something that's like suspending you to the point so you have no control. You can't have your hands, feet, nothing.
Nothing.
You're just complete. Is your mouth still being able to talk? Or are you
like-
bounded?
I don't. I have like TMJ, so I don't like ball gag. So I like to still have my mouth free for things to go inside of it.
I like this. I feel like this is probably a scene. If not, I'm not sure. I haven't watched Dark Side from Jules Jordan, but I should watch it because you won many awards for it. But Jesus, Angela,
coming for you.
You're this is the dark special. We're getting dark. I said Angela Dark. Angela just got real dark. All right, we're ready. We're safe now.
Speaking of which, I did lock Jules Jordan in the trunk of his Rolls Royce at the end of that movie.
Oh.
Yeah, I really
I
enjoyed
might just
that.
watch it just for that.
Just for
'cause
that. I'll send you that clip. It's great.
Having Julie locked up anywhere, so, like suspended himself, gets me really off. Yes, you said in your acceptance speech that why I said Angela Dark was because you said the dark side brought the dark out of Angela.
Yeah,
so I feel
Jules
like
Jordan brought out my dark side.
Yes, which I thought was such
yeah.
your speeches are very eloquent and very like I don't know if you think them beforehand or not, but it was pretty fucking epic. There should be more girls like that that shouldn't just thank their mom and dad, which they should too at some point. But you know what I mean. Like you spoke very eloquently, so I appreciate that. So yes, suspended in the air. Do you come more like that? Or harder? Not more, but hard, I guess. Because you can't just come more. You're harder.
Yeah.
It's the intensity.
It's really intense because, I have no control over it. So it's like you're very vulnerable. But it's this weird thing because you feel vulnerable, but you also feel safe because the rope sort of caresses you and holds you like a baby.
So it's like a snuggie.
So you're like, vulnerable yet safe. And then JP, who's usually the one suspending me, tying me up and suspending me, he like does a lot of forced orgasms. So it's really intense. It gets so intense to the point where the orgasms are painful at the end. But it's still, it's good, but it's...
I know what you're saying because I've had my Hitachi several times
Yeah.
and I'm like, wait, one more. And I'm like, oh no, but wait, I can still get it.
kind of burns a bit and you're like, oh.
The Hitachi has been my
exactly-
boyfriend for a very long time.
Yeah.
I don't know what that says about me, but you know what? Single and ready to mingle, private talk. So,
Hitachi is one of my many boyfriends.
yes, mine's name is Bob because it's frontwards and backwards, best name ever.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, Bob never leaves me astray. And now I have one that I can like actually like charge, so it's like and has no wire. That's just the
I always forget to charge it. I prefer the wire though. I'd prefer to be attached to the wall than have it like run out of battery right when it's.
See, I used to be like that until I knew like I needed more of like mobility. You know, maybe it's just because I'm a horny bitch. I don't really know.
You like to move around the room. You like to fuck yourself in the kitchen. Fuck yourself up against the wall.
Yeah, everywhere.
Like, yeah, okay.
I told you it's my boyfriend, so it's like a date, like date night, Netflix and chill. Fuck that. We're fucking around the whole house with Bob. We can. I don't have a cord. I'm not like subjected to
Is
one
it waterproof
corner.
too? You're like take me in the shower.
It is. I haven't tried it in the shower though, because I get a little like maybe the word is like protective. I don't want him to die in the water. Maybe
I can understand.
You know what I mean? Like
that.
what happens if it short circuits and we're all fucked, and then I gotta go wait till the next day the store opens and buy a new one.
Then you're gonna mourn him. Get
I
a new
did have
boyfriend.
I did have a really bad situation though when he's like the whole like where it dies thing. I had a girlfriend of mine. I won't her name nameless. Maybe one day I'll tell her name on this. She should be outed for this, but she uses my Hitachi, which I don't care. Whatever, sharing is caring. But charge the thing, bitch. I was like halfway in the middle of it, and I was like about to, and I was like, no! And all I could think was this bitch, and I said her name in my head. I was so mad. I smoked a blunt, went to bed. I was mad. It was like Blue Lips, the worst case of Blue Lips I've ever had.
Awful.
Yeah, I yelled at her. You know, I recovered though. Me and Bob are back on speaking terms. He cheated on me, but we're back. All right, next question.
Next card. Okay. I'm gonna go for the middle. Ooh, I got the butt plug.
Ooh, that's here at Private Talk. That's my favorite one because that's kind of like, it's like my butt plug, but different. It's my logo here, and it's the naughty question. How naughty do you want to get, Miss Angela White?
I mean, I feel like your other question was also naughty, but let's go.
I always tell everyone that all my questions are kind of naughty because it's truth with Texas. I mean, we can't have Private Talk without a little bit of naughty, and we're the After Dark special here, so, you know, feel comfortable and get as naughty as you want. All right, do you like watching your partner masturbate?
Yes, but I get horny and then I want to fuck. So is that
so you can't just watch him or her?
I don't want to watch and then just like watch them.
So you're not a cuckold made to be one?
No. If I see like someone, it doesn't have to be my partner, like a lover, like anyone, even a friend. Like if you started masturbating right now, I wouldn't just sit here and watch you.
So you
like,
join in?
Unless, I mean, obviously I'd ask
So
for
After
your
Dark
consent.
is about to get real special. I'm about to masturbate on the couch. I don't have Drop Bob here, but you know what?
I would be like, please give me consent because I just want to pounce on you. That's all. Yeah. If you said no, I would be a cuckold for you.
But would you masturbate next to me?
Yeah, I prefer.
What if I talk dirty to you while I masturbate to you? Because that's
fucking
hot.
Yeah, that would be hot. But
'Cause
then
I have
I'd
a dirty mouth.
I'd still want to fuck you. I'd be like, are you sure you don't need a seat? Well, like a cuff.
helping hands here. Angela White, I love you. I've always loved you. When I worked with you, I love you even more now. It's reminiscing about like those times that I can't be inside you. I wish I had a dick, but I don't.
You were inside me. You found a way.
I mean,
You
there's
were inside me
always,
in
when there's a
different
will,
ways.
there's a way. When's the last time you had sex with an ex?
Ooh, when I was in Australia. Yeah, so March last year. Yeah.
March last year.
Yeah.
Private Talk, you heard that. You heard, girl. You heard. You better be following us on our Twitter, Private Talk Pod, because we're getting a little steamier. We've got 2 more cards. Let's see what we're going to get to, Angela.
Okay. Oh, is this a romantic question?
It is a romantic. It's all the hearts and stuff. You know, Valentine's Day is coming around the corner. It's all these lovey hearts and all these little fun, special things. I'm a romantic. Are you a romantic?
It depends. How do you define romantic?
You know, I feel like for me, romantic, there's different parts. Now, sexually romantic or like, you know, romantic just in general. I think I'm like an overall romantic. I like, you know, I'm a listener. I like to please people, so I'm very in tune to like what they want. So I feel like I'm a really good gift giver as well. Like I feel like if you said something one time, I'm gonna hold on to it and get you like be very thoughtful. So for me, that's like romantic, like listening and like taking care of someone's needs, him, her, or whoever it is, friends wise as well. Because I feel like you can be romantic with friends in a non-sexual way.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's just like the overall caring of someone and actually listening and being compassionate and giving someone their needs if it's telling them what they want from communication
I wouldn't call that romantic. I would call that like it's love. It's a form of love.
But don't you think part of being romantic is a stem from love?
Well, when I hear the word romantic,
because you're not romantic with everyone. You're romantic with people that you love.
But see, the word romance and romantic has, like, when I think of that word, I think of Mills and Boon. I think of what the media tells you what love should be. I think of, like, flowers and chocolates and, like, you know, like,
I don't like
only
what the
showing-
media tells us.
Yes, I'm not. I like to express my love. I'm a sensitive person. I'm really like, I like to be very open with people, and I like to be intimate with them. But romantic, I don't know. I feel
So
like
what's
that
romantic
word
to
is-
you?
Romantic is sharing your life. Well, okay, you know what? Love is like sharing your life with someone, really caring about them, caring about their needs over your own. Like really, truly caring about somebody.
Oh, she's romantic. I knew she was. All right, I'm going to ask you this. What was your first sexual experience like?
Oh, how are we defining a first sexual experience? Because this is the thing. I've been a sexual person since I was very, very young. So obviously, even as a kid, I wasn't having sex, obviously, but I was that kid in the back of the library reading Where Did We Come From, looking at the cartoon characters, like the naked men, women, like staring at the genitals, wanting to learn.
So you're always curious.
Always curious about sex. And so, you know, I was humping my soft toys and
I humped pillows too, girl. It's
yeah,
cool.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
cool.
We're
It's
doing
cool.
all
It's
that.
cool.
Yeah, yeah.
I want the truth.
We're giving you the truth. Private talk. We humped pillows. It's okay.
Yeah.
Look where we came.
And
Look where we
like
went.
fantasizing from a very young age. Like I used to love going to like the public swimming pool because older women would get changed in the changing room. They would get completely naked and I would see pubic hair and I'd be like, oh my God. So I've always been someone that's very sexual, curious about sex, curious about naked bodies, nudity. So I don't know, when is your first sexual experience? Is it when you hump a pillow? Is it when you
I think
kiss
first
someone?
first sexual experience to me, well, it's like let's say penetration.
Oh, yeah.
Or if it was with a girl, then something that where you felt like the first time that you actually came and like had an experience that you were like new. Because like I said, once I popped, I just couldn't stop. Once I felt with that like euphoric feeling, which when you orgasm, it's like the most surreal thing ever. And that's why if you've watched my movies, I roll my eyes in the back of the head. It may look scary, but it feels so good.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? So that to me is what I would feel. Like now again, like I've humped pillows and whatever, and you know, had some kind of similar sensations of what that was, but I mean, like when you actually had a partner to share something with, that it wasn't just being like, okay, let me rub this, like, where do we?
Well, I guess some of my first sexual experiences were with my girlfriends, like experimenting with kissing. I'm not sure that I got all the way to orgasm, but certainly like we would.
So like girlfriends meaning like friends that you just had that were platonic.
Yeah, exactly. Like just friends that were girls.
Now was
that
it
we would-
kissing?
Lots
or
of
was
kissing,
like, okay.
lots of kissing, lots of rubbing, lots of like, it was sort of like a fun joke, but I'm enjoying it more than just a fun joke.
Now, were you the one, because you said you were curious, were you the one initiating these things?
Absolutely
or
not.
was it?
Absolutely not. Because I was because you know, like when you're the real pervert, you don't want to out yourself. So I'm not the initiator.
Because then you're like, wow, if they really know what I'm thinking, they're not going to be my friend.
Yeah, if they really know what I'm thinking, they're not going to be willing to like play with my boobs because they're going to know that I'm enjoying it maybe a little bit too much.
Ew.
So no, I was actually like, even though I was curious about sex, I was like terrified of actually like doing anything about it. So
how did it happen with your friends? Did your friends, were y'all just out like at a sleepover,
Sleepovers.
and one of the other girls started kissing the other girls, and then it just kind of like joined in? Or
how it first started happening was that I'd be at friends' houses that had older brothers, and the older brothers would kind of like,
it's like
initiate,
truth
like,
or dare, like,
exactly,
oh, but kiss her,
spin the bottle, or like, if you kiss her, we'll give you some beers.
if you go, we go, like all those
Yeah,
games.
yeah. So
Okay. See, with me, I'm from Texas, so no one wanted to talk about it. Nobody initiated it, and myself as well. Like, not that I don't remember what kind of age that my curiosity came about, but it was very like taboo. So my friends, it wouldn't be like it'd be drunk, and then they'd be like, they'd make out, and they'd be like, oh no, that didn't happen, and I'm like,
Yeah.
but it did happen. I'm like, so then I was like, okay, it didn't happen, and then you just didn't really talk about it. And so to my first real sexual experience didn't happen until I was on camera and with Brianna Love.
Wow.
So it was one of those things that was like hella like intensified, and then after that was Belladonna. So that's why I have like big sexual moments with these women that were iconic women that actually liked women. So for me is why I feel like it kind of made me into the true lesbian lover that I like to be, is because I really appreciated the womanness and like what the sensuality of all that meant, and not just because that you lick a pussy and it's whatever. I feel like I'm actually more picky with women than I am men, which I don't know if you're the same, but hey, you're just up close and personal, and I feel either way you're up close and personal. But I feel like with the women, like a lot of women don't either know how to take care of themselves or don't know how to communicate what they really like. And for me, I feel like I have really great mouth skills out there, private talk, and I don't want to waste these skills. So if you want me to make you orgasm as a woman, I can do it, but just don't let me put my back into it because you'll never leave.
I can confirm that is a fact. Her mouth skills, I can confirm.
You heard it, private talk. All right, let's get to this last question.
All right, so diamonds.
Diamonds is a spicy question. And I told you all these are a little bit spicy, naughty. You know, let me go to a good one. What's the most uncomfortable place you've ever had sex?
Oh, God, there's so many uncomfortable places when it comes to when you're fucking on a porn set. Oh, like kitchen countertops. I fucked on a rock out in the middle of a forest.
Sexy.
That was so uncomfortable. It was awful. And it was anal as well. Like, there were like ants crawling up on us and biting our legs and butts. Honestly, the list is too long. Just so many showers.
So basically, private talk, if you're listening right now, which you should be, porn makes us fuck on really uncomfortable objects for your sexual pleasure. And she looks damn good doing it. So I'm going to fucking applaud you for that. A rock, girl. You don't know what's stabbing you. If it's a penis, a rock, or something.
We make it look like it's so comfortable and we love it so much.
You do love it because I loved it.
Yeah,
and we all love it.
When I get on set and they have a bed for me, I'm like, is this?
It's like an easy day. Is
are
this
you
a joke?
serious? Really? I get to fuck on a bed? Wow.
I used to do that when they're like, hey, your box cover, we want your face, not your ass. I'm like, are you not going to get in trouble? Hold on. I don't think I've had very many of this way. I don't know if that happens to you with your big boobies. And you're like, when you get turned around and you're like, no, wait, my boobs are over here. I don't think you're catching them.
I actually say, like, this is a waste of time. Can we just...
I said the same thing. I was like, oh, you're going to get fired, I think, because if they're not seeing, I mean, I'm known for my ass.
Okay, but I have to stop you right there. Your breasts are so underrated. So underrated. You have perfect breasts. I've always loved your boobs.
Thank you. I appreciate
perfectly
that.
shaped, perky, beautiful nipples. Your
Nice
breasts
little
are
hand feels.
they're so fucking perfect.
Thank you. I do myself think that they're very underrated, but I feel like because of an industry that we are, I think that it's because so many girls either have enhanced boobs or just really large boobs that are natural, and I get overlooked because there's the comparison. Just like with girls that have nice butts that are smaller, I always say there's classification of booties. There's a little big booty, a big booty, and a big booty. Doesn't mean that any less is any better or whatever, but because my ass is so like huge. They're like, oh yeah, she's got tits too.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's a double-edged sword, but I've made a career out of it. I love that I've won awards from my ass. I always tell my mom, like, how does it feel to know that you've made one of the most epic asses out there, you know? Yeah. She gets a little uncomfortable, but, you know, it's okay. It's okay. All right, the last part I want to answer that question is, when you masturbate alone, who do you think of? Is there like a specific scene that's like a spank bank? Is it like does it even matter who it has to be? Do you just want to like get a quickie out right away? Like, how does that happen for Angela White when you're doing your intimate time? Fuck being on set, fuck being into that, when it's like just you. Maybe you've had a month off because I know you work a lot, so masturbating in between may be difficult. But how do you masturbate to the point where, and who do you masturbate to?
It's not usually a who. It's usually like a scenario. Like it's okay. So in porn, I'm very active. I'm always fucking. I'm always getting on top. I'm being like, I'm taking control.
You're not in the corner rubbing your pussy and being like, yeah, go ahead, guys.
I'm not like laying back as a starfish, just worrying about my own pleasure.
That's the worst.
But so when I masturbate though, I don't want to be thinking like, oh, I'm getting on top of the cock and I'm riding. Like I just want to I want to lay flat and I just want to think about a scenario where I would be laying flat and there would be no reason for me to move. So sometimes it's like I'm in a coma or something like somebody's taking advantage. I know that sounds strange.
Or Miss Texas's ass on my face and I just cannot move.
Like when in porn you're always doing something. So when I'm masturbating, I don't want to think about doing anything. I want to think about somebody like either pleasuring me or using me where I can't move, like where I'm mummified, where I'm in a coma, where
your suspension in the
like I'm tied up, like something where even if I wanted to be active, I couldn't. So therefore I'm forced to just lay back, relax and accept this tongue or cock or fingers or whatever. Yeah.
Do you have a hard time relaxing?
I do, yeah, because I'm always on the go. Yeah.
I feel like that with alpha females, because I myself too, is as soon as I sit still without being restrained, like whatever, then I'm like, man, I have so and so and so and so and so and so. So I can understand what that means. It's like you just want stillness.
Yes.
Like for me, I go back to a certain event because then that's the one time my mind's not like going everywhere that I'm like,
yeah,
that felt good. But I like that. I like that honesty. I appreciate that. Yeah. Thank you for coming on my couch and private talk and being so candid and taking the time out of your busy schedule. I appreciate you. You've always been a blessing to me. You've, like I said, you've always shown me so much love and respect from the moment that I've met you. I'm happy that you have been successful as much as that you have been. And again, congratulations on your 3-time Performer of the Year award. That is such a big accomplishment. I hope that you take that serious and don't just be like everybody. No, it's you, girl. It's you. It speaks volumes about who you are as a person and who you are as a successful businesswoman. And I just love that you're on my private talk couch. So make sure that you follow Miss Angela White on all of her endeavors that she has private talk. We are going to take another little break and I'm going to switch things up and I'm going to have Angela put me in the hot seat and ask me some questions.
I have so many questions.
I hope you're ready, private talk. All right, private talk, we are back, and this is time for my big booty to get in this hot seat. All right, Angela, I have been giving you all these questions, all these things about, I've gotten a little tongue-tied a little bit, time or two. Do you have anything that you want to private talk to know, that you want to know about Miss Texas? Give it to me.
Okay, I have so many questions for you.
Okay.
The first one is, I have to say, one thing that I've always admired about you is your confidence. Like when you walk into a room, you just have this aura about you. Like nobody can fuck with you. You embrace your curves, your femininity. That confidence that you exude, I love that so much about you. And I want to know, where do you get that confidence? Have you always been like that? Did you grow into that?
Well, thank you for giving me that big praise, because you know what it does. It takes a strong woman to validate that and to identify that with somebody else. And I think with myself is, I've always been a confident woman. I think it's just because the way I was raised. My mother's a really strong, independent. She doesn't want, she never asked a man to do anything for her. And that was just kind of the way that I was raised, is if you want something done, do it yourself. So I kind of took those, qualities and things that I had from, growing up in the Texas, like Southern charm and all those things, and kind of just wrapped it into one. Is because we're in a business where every day we get ridiculed from, not on set on certain things, most times, or you would hope not, but, from the outside world is, we do something that most people don't choose to do. We take a big risk because, we want to entertain in the way that we choose to. It's a way that, I myself express myself in art, that I had to really take ownership of what I wanted to be and who I wanted it to become. Yeah. So for me, it was that why I stayed true to, and why, I praise women like yourself of saying, like, staying true to what you like, and not because if somebody wanted you to do it, it's because of what on your timeline is what it is. Because at the end of the day, you can't please everybody. And as long as you can sleep every single night, with yourself and what you're comfortable with, then that's all that matters. Yeah. So for me, I feel like I just did it. I had no other choice. Is because, I go big or go home was my motto from the day I started. And Miss Texas is never going home. Maybe in different endeavors, like I said, with the whole industry, I loved every moment and every year that I was in the industry. But there are certain things in certain times of our lives is that we have to, move on and evolve with that. But with that being said, as I still take my brand into what the podcast is and kind of making that into my own. So I'm trying to take that confidence as well as I did with the industry and portray that into what this is now, is because we get so many stigmas of what we can't do. And I'm just not about can't. That's not in my vocabulary.
Well, I just want to thank you on behalf of all women for the way that you walk into a room, the way that you embrace your curves. I don't know if you realize how inspirational it is to other people. Like, I can just speak to myself that when I've seen you walk in and that big booty shaking and just like, I admire you so much. So thank you. And you're fucking gorgeous. You know that.
You. I feel like, I feel like when I first started to notice it was back in the day. I'm not sure when you got in the industry if it was still a big thing, but they used to have store signings. So you'd actually go to an actual adult store and do signings and do all these things. And when I noticed that was, I had a lot of female a lot of female fans come and tell me, oh my God, thank you so much. You know, you made porn being like, not just like the typical skinny girl, fake tits, blonde hair, whatever. Like, I feel like I'm sexy because you've shown your sex, you know, you're sexy. Yeah. So for me, I minored in personality. I didn't minor in personality. I minored in sociology, but it was big about how people and their personalities were in their niches of like how they were in the environment that they were in. And so each one was a little bit different. And I felt like it was, each time I heard that, it made me feel more empowered and more with a point that I didn't want to stop, is because I'm not the skinniest girl. I'm curvy, and I embrace my curves because everyone should be loved and everybody should be treated the same way. If you're skinny, big, you know, whatever it is, I feel like it shouldn't be defined of 90 pounds and blonde hair and big tits. It could be defined as anything. So I feel like when I started to hear the accolades from real women that were fans, it lifted me up even higher to go harder for them, to portray that, hey, you don't have to be that skinny person. You're still sexual. You can still own your femininity and sexuality, and rock it, girl. Because hey, big booties matter.
Yes, they do.
And so do big titties too. Big titties matter. Everything matters. That's the thing. It's like people try to tear each other down so much. And that's why for me, I'm such a feminist of heart. And I'm just, you know, a realist. I feel like we get criticized every single day that the last thing a woman should do is try to tear somebody down from the way their hair looks, the way that this looks, or whatever, anything like that. You know, nobody should do it, but women in general, you know, we should be behind each other and strive for excellence and not, you know, to tear each other down, especially in, you know, an entertainment business.
Okay, so I have a sexual question for you.
Ooh.
So I've seen you fuck in porn many different ways with many different people, but how do you like to fuck at home? And I mean, I'm sure variety is the spice of life. I'm sure you like lots of different things, but maybe what's a way that you like to fuck that perhaps a fan has never seen on camera, or maybe you're even embarrassed about?
You know what's funny is I'm probably like the most prude person ever since I haven't been in porn. I don't have that much sex, unfortunately, but I do have sex, but not enough, not nearly enough. I feel like I don't even remember the last time I've had sex, which is really sad, but it's not about that.
Let me know if you want to change it.
Ooh, OnlyFans. Fuck OnlyFans. I'm gonna be in the car real quick. I got a bathroom break. You know, for me, and I think that it goes back to, so I'm a very sensual person as well. I think my favorite thing ever, well, I have two scenarios. One is just being fucked in missionary and having a guy like suck on my toes while fucking me. Favorite. I have a foot fetish. I do not deny it. Private talk. You've known me for I don't fucking know how long, but you're knowing me now that I love feet. I don't know what about it. There's like all your nerve endings. It's just very sensual. And to stare in somebody's eyes while you're getting fucked, that's my missionary. It's just, I could like come right now. Like those are one of those my spank bank things that I go back to on certain occasions with certain people that you may not know one day. I favorite private talk. But yeah, that's number one. And then the selfish one is I like to have my cake and eat it too. So I do like a threesome with a guy and a girl because I like to get fucked and have my pussy eaten at the same time. Because that again is instant gratification, where it's just like, if I was like a volcano, I would erupt like immediately because it's just like so self-satisfying. That's just fucking great.
Okay, we need to talk about positions though, because I've noticed that sometimes some positions are better for this than others. Because say you're in mish and then the girl's trying to get her head in there to lick your pussy, but then the guy is pounding your pussy and his body's pushing her head away. Is it better for doggy? Tell us the position.
Okay, that's when you know that you're not with the real trooper, because if that's gonna happen, I'll still attempt to do that. But if I'm not moving and trying to find the angle that really pleases you, I'm not worth shit. That's right, you heard me, bitches. You gotta fucking move. It's three people. You gotta like, if you're the one sitting on the corner, you're not doing your job right. And not even your job, but you're in a sexual thing, especially if it's more intimate and personal, you should get in there or you need to go home. Yeah. So for me, the best situation is me and doggy, which is not my favorite position at any means, but for this particular thing that we're speaking of, is the girl on her back and like, not suffocating you this time, Angela, but
I like this where this is going.
Licking my pussy and while I'm getting fucked in doggy, because for me, it's more like I'm very clitoral stimulated. So for me, I like a lot of sucking on the clit, licking and like playing like that. And I just, yeah, it just feels good. And then add a dick in there and then just,
Okay, I'm already imagining it right now. I'm laying on my back and I'm eating your pussy and there's a guy above like fucking your hole, but I just want you to put all your weight on me and squash me. I don't want you to like hold yourself up with your arms because it hurts.
No, yeah.
And I want to feel
That's
your
why
skin
you put your like face down, ass up, because again, they do want to see my face, but in this situation, I don't want them to, because I want to like come so hard that I just want to be like engulfed in
No,
it.
I want you to be in lazy doggy. Like that's how much. Like you are like.
Oh, like this
you are,
side, like, I
you are
can't even,
squash.
like, this one?
Just squash.
How is lazy doggy?
Lazy doggy is like okay.
I'm not. What is lazy doggy? Oh, that's like the ones with the big boot. That's almost like the whole like it's like putting a hot dog in a bun. Like I used to like when they would like fuck your butt cheeks like that when you
That's
put your
hot.
ass up.
But imagine if I'm underneath you and you're lazy. So you're
I'd
all your
squish you. This is your fantasy.
Exactly. I love.
Your still coffin thing is coming back. Now both our fantasies are being with.
Then I'm being like, then I can't move.
Okay.
I'm like mummified.
Now
You
I'm
squash
picturing. I'm
me.
like really like okay.
Yeah,
show
so
me
you
more.
have to have your legs spread a little bit so my head can still be in there, but my whole body, all your skin. I love feeling skin and body
I've
and
got
flesh
soft
on
skin.
mine. Oh yeah, you do. Oh, see, I want all that skin pressed up on me. I want your weight on me and my face buried. And then, I mean, the balls are going to be like rubbing on my face.
Is that
by
like
at
a
this point.
fetish of something? Is that like does that have a name?
Probably.
Because I'm like, I'm thinking about this. I'm like, I wonder if there's other people out there, private talk, that likes to be like to the point where, again, where you're almost like smushed, but to the point where you can't move, but you're still feeling like, if, like you said, you're very sensual, the soft, like the touch of the skin, like the legs right up apart. Like you're very visual. So I'm thinking of it all. I just might have to like make a date with Angela. What are you doing this weekend, Angela? We're gonna suffocate each
Whatever
other.
I'm doing, I'm canceling.
Cancel your schedule, private talk.
canceling.
If you don't see another episode for a while, I may be suffocating Angela. Sorry to tell you. No, but I like that though. I like because again, I feel like maybe I could be wrong, but because everybody's always asked me this, is why prefacing this whole thing is that what's your biggest fantasy? I'm like, I've lived them all and I've done them all because, you know, porn is like I've played a doctor, a nurse, a this, or whatever, that you kind of start to come to a point where you've had you're highly sexual, you have to find other ways to stimulate yourself.
Yep.
If it's like you said, you're so active in, you know, other positions before while you're actually working, now it's like, okay, what about me? And it's not even just about me being selfishly, it's about like the wants of if it's the heaviness or the skin or whatever, which is really unique to like to learn about. So I need to tap more into that.
Yeah, I like a lot of things that don't translate well on film. Because here's the thing, if there's something that I enjoy doing, I'll do it in a porn scene. I'm having sex, I'm not gonna fucking waste it. I got one of the best men or women in the industry fucking me and I like them to rub my clit a certain way, I'm gonna get them to do it. I'm not just make me come.
You're like, or if it's like, I'm paying you this scene, I'm gonna fuck you every way I want you to. I'm sorry to tell you, you're gonna put in work today.
But there are things that I like that just don't translate well on screen. And what I mean by that is that for the viewer,
Can't
it either
see it.
doesn't look good, you can't see it. So things like me being squashed, like fans, I mean, they might want to see that for a couple of seconds. but
Maybe
they're not
that's
gonna see
something
me.
you should try on your OnlyFans, because at the end of
Yeah.
the day, it's something that's like, you still, like, what I like about all of this is that it's opening up, like, if it is a fetish or if it's a terminology, maybe they don't know how it's supposed to translate, but maybe on, like, you know, like what the OnlyFans and Snapchat things, that's more lifestyle. If that's what you really
Well, you
want,
know, to be
maybe you can
honest-
start suffocating people, Angela.
To be honest, I actually, because I've done
You've done it all.
I don't want to say everything because there's
You-
still more
but
to
you've done a
explore.
lot of stuff, and
I've done
that's-
a lot of
it's okay to
stuff.
say that.
And like you've seen me do girl scenes 1,000 different times. So I actually did a 3-way girl scene for Elegant Angel, and I had 2 girls with me covered in oil, and I actually begged them both to squash me, and they did because I was like, fuck
see?
it. If the fans don't want to see this, too bad. But I had,
But they want
both
to
of
see
them
everything that
stack
you portray.
on me. Oh my god! So I had the weight of 2 women on top of me. I was dying, like in a good way.
I was like, your eyes just roll back in your head. You're like, oh my God. And the ecstasy, you're like reliving
And
those
then at the
things.
start, they were like kind of holding their weight off because I think they didn't
Thought
think
that
I
we
was
couldn't see it.
serious. And I'm like, no. I like kicked her leg. I'm like, get your leg off the floor, like really squash
You're like,
me.
don't work out, bitch. I want you to smash
Squash
me.
me. It was
I
so
like
good.
that. I
Yeah.
love that. That's cool though. I don't know. I like different stuff. I think it's
Yeah.
good.
I
When
like
you-
feet,
When you
too.
become jaded in sorts, you still like all the great things, like the good things, because all of them are great. But you want to do it a little different.
Yeah. I don't think you can call yourself jaded though because you still like all those
That's what I'm saying.
things.
It's not jaded, but it's to the point where
you
it's
wanna
like
explore.
But like you saying lazy doggy, I would have
Yeah.
been like, oh, you know, it's just you know what I mean. Like as far as like those things, like you would think like, oh, it's just doggy. But I guess lazy is not the term.
Well, they
or
call
jaded,
it
not the
lazy,
term.
lazy. Yeah, because I mean, it actually. I'll tell you what. With big boobs, holding yourself up like this really hurts your arms. So if you can put your arms down, so much more comfortable.
Comfy.
Yeah.
I
And you
like
can
it.
slip a pillow underneath, so your clit's rubbing on a pillow.
What is your favorite position overall?
Mish, and followed closely by cowgirl. Mish because I can look into their eyes. Cowgirl, I can also look into their eyes. Mish is great if the person knows, well, in that position, probably a guy, if they know how to like grind on my clit the right way. cowgirl means that I can do it if they don't know what they're doing. I can grind. With girls, it doesn't really matter as much.
Yeah,
I feel like women, like...
I get more masculine with women. Like I started, like how you said, like once you've done so much girl stuff, and I was really like particular about the women, I started doing like the whole, like my favorite thing was like Vin Diesel, like from Fast and Furious, when he picked up the one chick in like the garage and buy her, like, so I would pick up every girl and just felt like masculine. I was like, yes. And I would just like bounce him up and down, like if I had a cock, but I didn't, but it was just like the feeling of the skin, like rubbing. And like when you're hot and sweaty, like it's just like moving parts of things, and it just feels so great.
You know what? I do have a favorite position with women, and it's again like I want to feel as much skin. It's where it's not trimming, but like her thighs on my pussy and my thighs on hers. So like it's soft.
Oh, so yeah.
Because you know, like actual like trimming, like when you're scissoring and the pussies are banging together, actually.
Well, especially if they don't have the right pussy that matches yours. Like, it's like puzzle pieces of sorts. I'm very lippy, like you were saying earlier, like about the butterfly thing. I like to call them my bat wings, but you know, so it's like if you feel like, if it's, because again, that's the most stimulated like part. So it's like I feel like I could feel every single nerve ending of anything like that. So I like that, the rubbing back and forth. So I could see like the thigh thing. Like it goes back to the humping of the pillows. I'm like this. I'm like yes.
Yeah, you can get it so that then you've got a soft meaty thigh on her pussy and a soft meaty thigh on your pussy, and then you're like embracing. So you got all that.
You like meaty pussy, don't you? Yeah. Is that your favorite?
I love everything.
Or is it just mine?
I honestly, the thing that I love more above anything else is passion and real chemistry.
I agree with that. And that's why I always say with women, it's more like the most passionate I feel like you could be is because it's so intimate. Yeah. Like it's like, you can't stick it inside, you can't do anything, but it's just like, here.
Skin.
There's like, there's no overlook. Like you got to stare that person in the face.
Yeah.
You got to give them that passion.
So fucking hot.
And we give them that passion, Private Talk. I have one more request, and this is just me being very perverted, but this is the After Dark special here at Private Talk. It's been a very long time, but can I touch your breasts?
Yes.
Can you let us know how big they are? Like what did you do to grow these things? Are they just yours? Because I know they are. I know all those answers, but like, this goes back to these. They're so soft, Private Talk.
I can't think when you're touching them.
It's like the 4 or 5 of your heads. Like I'm tongue tied again. Look. Oh. I could give you a nice booby massage. Oh, we should trade massages. Ask for boobies.
I'll massage your butt with my boobs.
Ooh, yes. Yeah. See, now we need to hang out more. Look.
It feels so good.
I don't know when I should stop, but I don't want to.
So they're 32 double. I say 32 double G, but it depends on the brand. It depends on the bra. Depends on. It's coming out a little bit.
No, because I like that. It's like pre-cum, but
like water falling out.
Thank you. Thank you. I had to fangirl out a minute too, because as much as, like I said, I've seen you come from the beautiful adult star that you are from the beginning to who you are now. I don't watch your work like all the time, like the dark side that just came out, but I do have watched your scenes. You're an amazing performer. Like I said before, I love that you are so successful. Keep doing your thing, girl, and I wish you so much more success. Thank you for coming to Private Talk, and that's it, Private Talk. I hope you loved this episode. I love Miss Angela White, and I hope you guys love it too.